So nobody important. Anyway,
so there it is. Anyway, there's also a joke.
It's just
what do we
it's
got,
just
dude? What do we
humor,
got?
people.
Come on, come
down.
on.
So biggest
Who cares? Yeah, you're right. It is humor. I agree.
Espionage.
Freaking woke culture. Get out of here.
Get out of here, you woke bastards.
Espionage what?
So the biggest espionage in U.S. history just occurred.
That's what you want to talk about?
It just got released.
God. Ugh.
I know.
No, I know. It's just like, bro, like.
We got to talk about what people want to hear.
Do you know what Steve sent me? Before we get to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve sent me something too. I
Did
bet
he?
he sent you the same.
Oh,
is it a picture
guaranteed.
of something about
Steve, a guy at work right now, right? Like, yeah, okay, we're all Trumpers and all that crap out here, I guess, too, but not like this guy,
Acting
man.
Defense Secretary Chris Miller just ordered a Pentagon-wide halt to cooperation with Joe Biden.
Hold on. This is an Instagram post coming from Trending Politics. I have no idea who that is or what account that is.
I also heard that from a different source, though.
President Trump is fighting back. It says, breaking, Acting Defense Secretary Chris Miller just ordered a Pentagon-wide halt to cooperation with Joe Biden's transition. I know Matt just read that, but I wanted to read it like a news site. So, anyway, that's crazy, dude. But also, it's on Instagram. How am I supposed to believe? You know what? You can make this kind of post in anything.
Oh yeah.
So who cares? How is it? How do you know? The source? Look at this. Axios. What the heck is Axios, dude? Do you know?
No.
I have zero idea what Axios is, dude.
So
you know, honestly, our boy Albert probably doesn't work tomorrow. That's probably what's going on right now.
So he's partying it
What
up.
sucks is that I would have been like, okay, fine, I'm going to this awesome game tonight. Oh, by the way, I'm out here podcasting while my hometown football team is at freaking state finals, something like that. They're at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, hopefully kicking ass. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
Eagles! You know,
Eagles,
not
baby.
number one
Fly.
until this year, I guess. So, if you're out there listening after this is recorded and sent. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Hell yeah. So, Matt, you want to talk about this freaking whatever it is? What'd you call it?
Biggest espionage in U.S.
Biggest
history?
espionage in U.S. history.
Yeah.
Let's get toasty. This is the Toasty Podcast. My name's Sky.
And I'm Matty B.
And let's do it. Cut. Okay, all right. Here we are. Yeah, so what the heck happened, dude? So wasn't there something against Trump? Didn't someone say, like, he's not doing anything, and they were mad?
So we knew about this 9 months ago. The U.S. government did 9 months ago.
What?
Yeah,
Before
it's been going
pandemic.
on.
Before the pandemic.
No, because the pandemic's been going on about 10 months.
Oh, shit, dude. I'm sorry. Went out to eat with my roommates and fell into a food coma. I apologize. Let's reschedule this. Hey, dude, Albert, you're cool, man. You're good.
It's all good.
It's all good, man.
Hey,
Podcasts are cool as fuck.
Food
It's
comas
all
happen.
good, brother. You know, food is definitely important. It's definitely important. Important.
Just gonna read that.
I'll hit you up next week.
Oh man. So I'm not finding that. Yeah, I am not finding the.
Okay, where the heck does this... Man, where does this guy live? Do you know?
Houston, I think. I don't know for sure.
All right, I told him I'd hit him up next week. We cool?
That sounds great.
Awesome, dude. Steak sauce! Okay, so...
Hell yeah,
Okay, so it's 9 months this has been going on. So how the heck did we not... Obviously, we didn't know about it because I think it's like bad for us to know about it. Is that right? Is that how that works?
So they probably, I don't know. This just came out today. And I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of research. I wasn't prepared to talk about it, honestly. But from what I know, it's been going on for about 9 months. The Russians are confirmed to be behind it, according to U.S. intelligence sources. And I think they knew that this was going on. They were trying to figure out who was behind it, and they didn't want to say for sure until they actually really had significant evidence.
Because it could be a big deal when they say it.
It is a big deal.
Like another Cold War.
It's an active war, is what it is.
Is it? Is that what that is?
It absolutely is. So, and Russians have perpetrated acts of war, quote unquote, before, and we just
Dude.
we don't really retaliate because we don't need a war with Russia right now. That's not mutually beneficial for
I
anybody.
need your political expertise here.
Okay.
But when you're in a state of emergency, does the president stay the same automatically?
No,
Okay.
absolutely
so you
not.
still do the same thing as
Civil
always.
War, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean, he won in a landslide, but there's still an election, middle of the Civil War.
For real?
Yeah,
Cool, man.
absolutely.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
World War II. FDR was elected for the first time in 1938, and then we got into World War II in 1941. He was reelected in 42, then reelected again in 46, and then reelected again in no. He was elected in 36, I believe. Did I have that right? Whoa.
Wow, let's look it up, dude.
You're gonna have to look it up for me.
What am I looking up?
Just type in FDR.
FDR. Yeah.
But anyway, he was elected he was elected in 32. Duh.
32nd president
Yeah.
from 33 until his death.
Yes.
45.
Okay. So yeah, elected in 32.
Okay.
Served from 33 to 45 when he died in office.
Okay.
But so he died at the very, very end of World War II, like just a few months before it ended officially.
So I found a little article from USA Today. Wait a second. You said, well, what were you going to say after that?
But the thing is, during World War II, we had a presidential election.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the whole point right there. 1940.
So we still do it. We still do it no matter what.
44, we had a
Trump.
presidential
That's not a
election.
third way for Trump to win or whatever.
There's lots of ways.
I was just thinking,
the only
you know
way
what I mean?
the only way left for him to win at this point is
like legitimately, right?
Yes.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Legally,
You heard it here first.
is if the votes go into the
Dude, these are so comfortable.
go into the Congress, and there is a House member and a senator that both sign a proclamation essentially that says we don't believe these votes are valid. We don't think that we're challenging the votes essentially. They have to have a member of the House, member of the Senate, and then once they have both of those signatures on I think it's a petition or a grievance letter or something, it has to be accepted. That letter has to be accepted by the president of the Senate, which is the vice president, Mike Pence. And then Mike Pence goes, okay, well, I don't want to certify this election. We're kicking it to a House vote, essentially. And each state gets one vote.
What vice president in his position would want to certify the votes? Let's be honest. Because it would automatically seem like a freaking bad move no matter what, right?
What happened in 2000?
Is that what happened?
Al Gore was vice president at the time and president of the Senate. And he got very high marks from everybody because of how he conducted himself during the electoral college certification. January 6th is when it's constitutionally mandated to crack open the votes and count them in the House chambers, the congressional chambers. And Al Gore was like, there's a video of all this, but there was a Florida congressperson that said, I think that blacks were disenfranchised during this vote, and there were certain votes that weren't counted in Florida counties, and this needs to be addressed. And Al Gore was like, well, do you have a senator that went on to this with you? And he's like, the congressperson's like, I have me and this chairperson of the House and 46 other House members, but I don't have a senator that would sign on. He said, well, I'm going to have to drop it dead because you don't have a senator that signed on with it, and we're going to have to continue with the vote count, and I'm going to have to certify my opponent, George W. Bush, as president-elect. So he did that, and he followed the Constitution exactly as he should have, and that was that. Now, the exact opposite could happen where, well not the opposite, but a senator could sign on. Now, it could be Mike Lee from Utah. It could be Ted Cruz from Texas, or it could be Rand Paul from Kentucky. But those three senators Rand Paul especially, and also Ted Cruz was willing to argue in front of the Supreme Court. But those 3 senators have like explicitly expressed deep concern with the election, and have all. I know that Rand Paul and Ted Cruz have both used the term stolen and fraudulent when it comes to the election.
Yeah,
But
but like
talk
you
is
always
cheap.
say, talk is cheap, and you always say political stunt. Like that's like your favorite thing to say.
Yeah,
It really is,
'Cause
because like
it's-
half of the things that happen are political stunts.
yeah. Now Matt Gaetz or Gates, I think it's Matt Gaetz from the Florida Panhandle. I think it's Florida's first congressional district, so it's like far east, far west Florida. And he was like, "I'm not going to say one thing or the other," but he was on Newsmax, and he essentially said that, "Look, me and another senator are going to do this," without explicitly saying it.
So now we got a senator. Now we got to get a member of the House,
He's
right?
in the House.
Oh shoot! So we have a senator and a House.
Yeah.
Then what else we need again? Third one? There's not a third one. That's it, right? And then Mike Pence has to do what he does.
Yeah.
So you keep saying that all this stuff is political stunts. It's not going to happen.
The hearings are all political stunts.
I know, but we've already established. Besides that, we already talked about on the show. Biden's going to be elected. We're like, yeah, he's done. It's done. So hearing that makes me think you're not like that.
No, I'm
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like-
saying that's the only the only legal constitutional path to victory
Is
for
that.
Trump is that, and that is like literally like 200 to 1 shot.
How is that a 201 shot? It sounds pretty freaking done to me, the way you're explaining it. Because Mike Pence will just say, I'm not going to certify these votes. That's crazy.
But what would happen? I mean,
Doesn't he pass along to the House? You think he'll just be shot down at that point?
no.
Or
If it gets
voted.
that far, the states are going to vote.
See
for
what I'm saying?
Trump. It's
Exactly.
30 to 20
Right.
Republicans.
So where in this line that you're talking about is a 200 to 1 shot?
So here's the deal. Mitch McConnell, extremely powerful. He is the Senate leader, Senate Majority Leader, right now at least. If we win the 2 Georgia runoffs, he will remain Senate Majority Leader. He just won re-election. He's also from Kentucky, so him and Rand Paul, the 2 senators from Kentucky, and he congratulated Biden on his electoral college victory and said him and Kamala Harris are going to be the next president.
Oh, that's because he's so powerful.
Leader
And
of
he's
the
the
Senate.
guy.
And the thing is, if Rand Paul or Ted Cruz or Mike Lee want to get anything done
Yeah.
in the next 6 years, they better just back off. And today, news came out. Well, it's kind of like hearsay from a SCOTUS staffer, from Supreme Court staffer. He's a clerk actually for the Supreme Court, and he said that when the 9 justices go off into a room, it's just them in this room, no staffers, no clerks, no cell phones, no computers, no microphones, no nothing. It's quiet. They go in there, they deliberate, they decide. That's when they decide whether to take up a court case. And he or she said that usually it's very cordial. They're
Dude, I
very much
agree.
so.
Because, like, honestly, can you imagine what it's...
But when they were arguing about the Texas case, there was screaming and yelling. The Supreme Court justices, the most powerful judges in the world, were literally screaming and yelling at each other about this. Chief Justice John Roberts, who's basically a liberal now, appointed by George W. Bush, but he's basically a liberal. He's always siding with the liberals. He helped sustain Obamacare when it was being challenged. He said that the penalty for not having Obamacare was a tax, and that's how we have Obamacare today, is because of him. He's a crook.
Taxation is stuff.
Yeah, so he's a crook. Anyway, he was yelling, and he's reportedly said that he is essentially afraid of people rioting if they take up the case. So mob rule. And that's why we had the Electoral College to begin with, is to prevent mob rule like that. Because when our country was being founded...
So if that's supposed to prevent it, what I don't understand isn't that why you would say, okay, we're doing this, this is the right thing?
They're cowards.
Because the Electoral College would essentially combat the mob rule,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just following to the mob rule now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really good take. That's a juicy freaking take.
Yeah.
But I agree with that. I didn't know that. How did you know there was screaming? Who said that?
A Supreme Court clerk.
And he was like, Oh shoot!
We don't know who they were clerking for.
Right. They just said they're screaming and yelling.
My
right.
guess would be Alito or Clarence Thomas.
They were just yelling at each other. If it's just a normal freaking statement like that, like yeah, I heard them yelling at each other, I would believe it. If it's him saying specifically this was said and this was said and this is crazy, would a clerk be in the room?
No, the clerk wasn't in the room. They were on the other side of the wall and heard the yelling through the wall.
Right, and I would be like, dude, I heard yelling through the wall. It was crazy. And that's where my statement would stop.
John Roberts,
and I would totally believe that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Like some statements you hear and you're like, okay, too much.
But the whole reason we have electoral college and that we're not afraid, but we're very cautious and conscientious of mob rule is because the American Revolution was happening pretty much the exact same time as the French Revolution, and they happened in very different ways. We fought a war, and then we fought a war against Britain, won our independence, and said, "Look, we can't have all this government. We've got to have rule by the people." And the best way to do that is a republic and democracy with an electoral college, so that if something gets crazy popular, that's not a good idea. It won't just something that manifests in cities and crowds and just spreads like wildfire.
Right.
You can't be it prevents a overreactionary government. And in France, they were pure democracy. Just everybody gets one vote, and they were so out of control with it. There was literally 2 or 3 beheadings a day of high office officials in France. And they were like, the founders of this country were like, we cannot have that in this country. We've got to have a slower process so that people have time to cool down, collect their thoughts, hear both sides of the argument, and then make a decision.
But right now, we don't have that.
No. Right now we have
not at all
a giant bloated bureaucracy that makes quick decisions for us, and we don't have time to think or argue about it. Look how fast Obamacare was passed. There was no deliberation. Nancy Pelosi said you got to pass it to see what's in it. Stuff like that. Look at the stimulus bill. There was a $3 trillion, that's an insane amount of money. It's an unfathomable amount of money passed like that within a month of being written.
Based on citizens needing money. But what else? That's the thing. They used that front cover, the album cover was, you get money.
Mm-hmm. And $1,200, cool, I'm out.
No one listened to the CD,
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, there was enough money in that first stimulus bill to give every family $20,000 cash, and everybody gets $1,200 and is happy and cool with it and doesn't care. The French Laundry, that restaurant that Gavin Newsom went to in California, he's the governor of California.
That he went to without a mask on with people around him and sat there.
Those weren't just people. Those were medical lobbyists for the medical industry. They were lobbyists.
So that's even a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And he's going down, dude.
He should.
Do you know there's a petition right now? You know there's a petition right now to actually overthrow. Is that what it's called?
No, it's a recall.
Recall. He's halfway there. They're halfway there. They're literally halfway.
Well,
I'm not kidding.
That's only to put it to a vote, and he won't get recalled.
Right. It was only. You're right.
No
it was
way.
only to put. You don't think so?
No.
Bro, he's done skis, dude. He's got to be, man.
He won't get reelection.
He's got to be, dude. People. I mean,
lots of people
are fleeing.
Lots of people survive a recall, though. Schwarzenegger survived a recall.
God dang it, man. All right, well, hold on a second. Let me get this done.
What was I saying before? Just earlier. Is it on?
Oh, it is. What am I going to do next? You keep going, but what I'm going to do now...
I got distracted by...
My man? I'm sorry, dude.
No,
Hey, can you keep talking?
I'm listening. Talking? You good? Sound good?
I can look at it right here.
Hey, look at that. Hey, we're in the
We
yellow.
don't have to look at it anymore. So I don't have to put it where it was, but wow, is this crazy? Oh my gosh. Okay, I had to make sure I wasn't super loud,
We're going to have to edit this part out.
Huh?
So we're going to have to edit this part out.
Why?
It's sloppy.
Dude, it's a podcast, first of all. I'm getting tired of this whole, I got to make this freaking thing, like, polished.
Well, you can still, clip out the parts that aren't, relevant, right?
I can, dude, but I'm the more I watch podcasts and listen to them, besides Ben Shapiro's show, They're not. It's fine. Like
How
it's
popular
cool.
are those podcasts?
Well, one of them is Joe Rogan's. He doesn't give a crap.
Well, yeah, that's Joe
just does
Rogan
his
though.
thing,
We're
dude.
not Joe Rogan.
But
We're
before
not
he
as
got to
cool as
be
that.
Joe Rogan, he was doing the same crap. It's not like he changed his ways because he's famous. He was just being himself doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm tired of putting on a face, man. I'm tired of it, dude.
Make
That's
up
why we're
and
doing the
stuff.
abortion podcast. That's why we're doing all these others. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freaking get people on. I'm gonna get guests on. I don't care who they are. Come on, talk about the stuff. You know, just talk about stuff. When they go to the restroom, I'm not gonna freaking edit that out. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
Anyway, back to what we were saying.
what were we saying?
We're not gonna get. He's not gonna get recalled. Even if he does, he could win.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. It
exactly.
doesn't matter anyway. But back to the original thing, the juice. They were yelling. Supreme justices are yelling at each other, and they're just trying to keep mob rule. How do we fix that?
We were talking about the French Laundry and how they got $1.2 million from the coronavirus relief, the PPP,
Mhm.
and most of that money is missing. Didn't really go to the employees, and yeah, I was gonna say most of the money that Gavin Newsom distributed went to his friends, people he regularly came into contact with. So I think there's a good chance there could be a criminal probe out for a lot of these people right now.
You think so? Like right now, behind this, but I thought the central, sorry, not the central, but I thought the intelligence agencies, all 17 of them, whatever the heck they are, I thought they were always against Trump.
Yeah, they pretty much are.
I mean, they pretty much are, right?
Yeah.
They're actually almost against every president if the president doesn't agree with him. Like, essentially, it seems like they get into office and they're like, okay, well, here's this. So if you want us to be on your side, listen to us, and we won't release this.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's what it seems like.
Well,
so you think they're actually doing that? They're actually going to probe these criminals, but the ones that are always on their
the
side?
thing is, if you're a mid or low level FBI agent and you take down the governor of California,
will you
that's
actually get a medal,
that's
or will you get fired?
That's a huge resume booster.
Will you get fired, or you know what I'm saying?
Even if you do get fired from the FBI, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go work for a private investigation firm and make 3 times the money.
Or commit
without the
suicide.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think that would happen?
No.
You don't think they're going to drive off a cliff?
No.
This is obviously they're not actually committing
FBI
suicide,
agents
right?
are
Suicide.
so FBI. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
if
it's
it
not
breaks
real
get
suicide.
cut,
I'm
yeah.
talking about
Murder.
that. I'm talking about murder. I'm talking about murder,
Yes.
but suiciding themselves. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do not believe the FBI is like pure. I don't believe the CIA is pure. I don't believe
Well, yeah.
the ATF is pure.
You'd have to be stupid to think that
We're all
any
human,
part of the
right?
federal government is like good, benevolent.
So, and I know we're all freaking human. Like I'm not pure,
Yeah.
right? But I fully believe, yeah, they would cut someone's brakes. Yeah, they would freaking not do a criminal probe because it's in their best interest not to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. But you really think so? They're doing that right now? Steve's all out here saying, dude, they're going ham. The next 2 weeks, we're going to see some stuff fall. I'm like, what are you talking about, Steve?
Well,
He's like, they're going really
me
intensely into stuff. And why? Oh, my gosh.
the thing is with Steve is he likes to listen to this guy on YouTube, and I listen to him just to get his perspective, but he is so full of crap. Dr. Steve Turley. He's on YouTube.
Oof, chill, dude. You see that?
Whoa.
Dang, dude. I almost shook the whole freaking room.
But no, this guy, Dr. Steve Turley, he's constantly literally 2 or 3 videos a day, and then just 10 to 15-minute videos, and he's just like, this is it. This is the one. Trump's going to get, this is his path to victory. He's going to do this, and then these guys are going down. They're all going to go to jail, and nothing happens. And he's just like, every day he spews crap like this.
So the next path. It's always the next path.
Yeah, he's always on to the next
He's running.
thing,
He's running
and
on his thing, dude. He's running on like money right now. Like as far as like he's trying to get
He's trying to get
and
the
stuff,
views
right?
and promote himself. Yeah.
So I'm gonna change this real quick, and I will edit that out just because I know you really want to. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna get off Zoom and I'm gonna put it on our own little OBS studio, so it's not delayed.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're back at it again. You know what I'll do there? I'll just throw in a
Advertisement.
I guess, yeah. Guess I'll just throw in a freaking ad again. Yeah. Hey, guys, if you want the before the pre-pod, if you will, go to patreon.com/Toasty Podcast. And we also do the full episode there. I have currently one patron, and
Patron on Patreon.
thank you for being a part of the team. So anyone else who wants to join, just get out there and do it, man. Helps us out, helps us get equipment, helps us make podcasts better for you, the listener. We are about the content. And like I said in my pre-patron special, I don't plan to do that forever. So, cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Where were we?
The most
Sonny boy.
the most recalls I've seen for Gavin Newsom is about half. So, and it would need
And
to
we're
pick,
on half, dude. I
it-
think we're on half,
It
dude.
needs to pick up a lot of steam. I mean, 1.2 million signatures are what's needed.
Well, and I also feel like that's weird. I also feel like people aren't like. You think Joe Rogan's on the recall? No, because he doesn't live there anymore. He just fled. He just left. He's like, screw this. I'm out.
But that's the thing is,
What if there's a lot of people just like, I don't care. I'm out.
they're getting a lot of moderates that are still there. You know, that lean blue, probably voted for Biden. That are like, man, this is just not making any sense. Like, I own this restaurant, and you know, things have just been going downhill ever since he started doing these lockdown orders.
So I listen to Joe Rogan way too much. I really do. I need to stop. And it's insane. I gotta stop doing that because like all you do is watch someone else's podcast. You're like, man, that podcast is great. I want to do what they do. You know, that's stupid. I can't do that. I gotta stop.
Gotta do your own thing.
Besides the whole freaking no edits thing, I'm still on that. I'm not. That's stupid. We shouldn't edit because it's just like, why are we doing this? It's a podcast. It's the whole point. But he had a story, and he was like, yeah, apparently there was this restaurant that was open. Sorry, that wasn't open. And she built patio seating for the restaurant, spent all of her money on that, and right across the street, a freaking studio. They're doing a movie set, and they were all eating over there.
They had set up basically the exact same.
You know what I'm
thing.
talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
I've seen the video. It's absurd.
It's absurd, and she's crying.
And it's
and
not
I'm
even
like,
dude,
that's BS.
It's not even across the street. It's in her parking lot. Is where they set this up. This movie production studio
gosh,
set up
dude.
this catering. That's where a food truck's going to come in and feed all of the film crew, and that's totally okay. Per the, I believe it's the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti.
Because what? Because they literally survive off of video creation, content creation. That's LA. Dude, screw you guys
Movies.
and your freaking uppity crap. I'm tired of it, dude. Hollywood is not it anymore. You know that?
Oh yeah,
It's controlled by China. We're done.
yeah.
And I hate to throw that out there. I hate doing that where I'm just like, it's controlled by China.
What really got me sold on that Hollywood is controlled by China, and that movie studios are mostly owned by China. Disney's got a huge Chinese ownership
crazy,
base.
man.
The thing that really got me and that really like put it to light for me is I was watching The Martian. It's a good movie, not a great movie because of this reason.
It's decent, yeah.
It's a good movie with Matt Damon, who I think is a good actor.
Dude, this is good. I love it. Give me the juice.
So there's a scene in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. It's worth watching. It's a good movie.
This won't be a spoiler alert either, or a spoiler.
No, it won't.
Yeah,
it's a tiny little spoiler, but it's not not going to ruin the movie for you.
Right.
So there's this point in the movie where obviously he's stuck on Mars. It's the whole premise of the movie, and the United States, NASA, is about to go send up this rocket to feed him, and it's just a rocket with food on it. Essentially, it's gonna shoot up, feed him, and keep him alive until they can send the other astronauts in like 18 months or whatever it is. And everyone's like, okay, cool. NASA's got this. It's freaking NASA. Like they're the best of the best. The U.S. The brightest and the best country in the world. So they send up this rocket and it freaking blows up before it even gets to space. Just like Challenger style, blows up. And they're like, oh man, we don't have time to build another rocket. What are we gonna do? And China comes in and is like, okay, American, like we have this rocket that y'all can use if you pay us, and we'll put a bunch of freaking fried rice and crispy orange chicken on it and ship it up to space so Matt Damon can eat, right?
That's not even what they like. Chinese food is like an unknown thing to them.
Crispy duck. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So
it would definitely be
Beijing beef.
No, like a dog.
Oh
All right. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, so they send up this rocket, and then, long story short, it's a perfect success. Everything goes like perfectly smooth, and China comes to save the day. Because the U.S. is incompetent and can't put a rocket in space like we've done idiots, a gajillion times. Yeah.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
How'd your moon landing go, China? How'd that work out for you?
The space race wasn't even between them. It was between us and Russia. Like.
Yeah, the USSR.
Right?
So
come on, dude.
Stupid. China is just the worst. So anyway, that's what really like put it in my head that like, wow, China really does control movie studios.
Yeah, because can you imagine?
Who
was the director?
20 years ago?
Why would we put that in the movie?
Right.
That random little tidbit, literally just like a 30 seconds added on, probably.
They
has nothing to do with the plot. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They could have just had the U.S. rocket be a success, and it wouldn't have changed the movie at all.
Another chill, man. I'm getting them, dude. I love that feeling, don't you?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm so alive. Yeah, we're talking about something
brother. Well, not
real.
Well, yeah, okay. But
are you getting chills from being cold, or are you getting chills from like how awesome this podcast is right now?
I think it's dope. This is legit, but also it's always legit, dude. Dopest podcast in town, but also the only podcast in town. It's Newark. And third of all. It's not. It's like not from getting cold. I don't know what it's from. What's a chill from? You know?
I'm not a biologist. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, China has just a stranglehold on a lot of our media when it comes to newspapers and
oh, dude, I had to make that
feel way better.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to movie studios, news, a lot of it is just the narrative is just very subtly controlled by China. They have they have 1.4 billion people they have literally over 1 billion more people than we do. To put that into perspective.
I'm not trying to be out here doing this, but check this out. Chills are caused by rapid muscle contraction and relaxation, bro. They are the body's way of producing heat when it feels cold.
Yeah,
Chills
that's why you shiver.
Often predict the coming of a fever, or an increase in the body's squat. The chills that they're talking about are not. Chills that they're talking about are like you're sitting here like
shivering.
Nah, but I'm like you get that little, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Little like an aliens around you.
Ooh,
what if that was it? What if that was it? It's interdimensional beings touching me, and I'm like, oh, get off! Oh no, my body's like,
bastard.
you know how horses like will move one part of their body. Like their butt will just move, so they're like, boop, and then boop, and then their freaking flies away, and you're like, yeah, you got him. That's what you're doing. Your body's like, whoa, dude. Oh, it's gone now.
Maybe an interdimensional being like slapped the horse on the butt. The horse is like, get off me, you interdimensional being.
I wasn't trying to. With this little 3-finger, because that.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that.
I was gonna say, did you do that with your like motion?
Come up
that way, make it go away.
Move if you guys can't see it, but there's a pop up that happened, a window that popped up on my TV because my computer's connected to it. So, anywho, now you get it.
Freaked me out.
All right, cool.
It like coincided exactly with your hand movement. I was like, "Do you have gesture control TV? That's intense."
I wish, dude, but I don't. That's not how it works.
I don't wish because we both kind of use our hands sometimes, and if I did this and it like stopped recording, I'd be like, "No, that's."
Even when I say, "Hey, what's up?" I'm using my hands. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm like freaking all over the place. Everyone's always said that you use your hands a lot. I'm like, yeah, dude. Is that bad? Nah.
It's more common to women than it is men, so makes you gay. Just kidding.
That's it. That's the determining factor right there, man. I wear bow ties. That's not it. I'm not saying it should be.
Everybody
Honestly,
makes mistakes.
It should be masculine. So. Okay. You know what?
Easy, Bill Nye. Easy.
Yeah. So here we are, Espionage. Let's bring it back around.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted to get your intense view on the election. That's the first time you've given me the today's prediction.
Yeah.
I know it changes throughout the whole time that we're doing this, but the whole freaking they didn't do it because of mob rule. That's crazy.
Because explicitly, John Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, was, quote, afraid of riots.
Yeah, no, and that's quotes.
We don't want riots going on if we take up this Supreme Court case. It's like, how much
of
a coward are you? That doesn't matter.
What you're essentially telling us is that the right is a more logical and reasonable people than the left.
And the sky's blue and grass is green. Sky. Come
No,
on, man.
listen, dude, listen.
Liberals often think with
Listen,
emotion
listen.
and irrational.
You can't. I
thought.
know, but that's always this thing that we say, and everyone says it, and we're all against each other, and blah blah blah. But whenever an official that's a deciding factor in something like this big says, "Yeah, we can't do this because we don't want riots,"
Because you're afraid.
clearly saying because you're afraid of riots. You're
Emotion.
clearly saying it. I know you're saying it like it's always been a known fact. Yeah, it's true. It's a known fact to us. And we're all like, oh, we're on the right side. You're idiots. You know, that's always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the stupid bickering and the stupid arguments of 12-year-olds, I'm talking about he's almost spitting facts. That's what I'm saying. It almost becomes more of a fact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Even moderates can see that and be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
This whole year has showed people probably that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is like,
that
are you going to
fact,
let
you
your
know?
life be dictated by fear or by logic? And if you look at like COVID is the perfect example. If you look at COVID,
Let's see what happens here.
and you
Oh, dude, beautiful,
great sound.
beautiful.
If you look at COVID and you go, wow, logically I have literally a 0.002% chance of dying as a healthy 20-something-year-old,
Heck yeah, man.
then
My immune
you're not-
system's up to par.
You're not gonna be afraid.
You're also not gonna close down gyms.
Yeah, and if you
Stupid.
look at it from the fear perspective, you look at what could happen. Like, oh man, this is killing people. Infections are going up, deaths are going up, which is a whole other subject. Recorded deaths are a total crock. It's a hugely inflated.
No, we all.
number.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
But
think
the people
I
don't
pretty
know
much,
that.
No, I do think that a majority of people are on board. You think so?
No,
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I do
I
see
hear from,
customers are still.
I hear from high-level hospital officials, like can't be named, that they're afraid of COVID because of all of the deaths that are going on. I'm like, well,
Bro.
if you look at the deaths and you look at like maybe number of flu cases from last year to this year, flu cases are down 98% from last year to this year.
I know. It's like.
Don't die on me.
I saw that pure prickly pear cactus infusion is getting me.
Is that what this is? Prickly pear? I was like, this doesn't taste like just lime. Okay, it is lime and prickly pear.
Dude, it's an infusion. It's like, honestly, like, you want to drink a White Claw, be my guest, and I'm going to call you gay, but, like, this is the closest thing to it without being gay.
I mean, if you say so.
Toasty.